3 names, 1 night. And suddenly, the future of the Sydney Swans just got a whole lot brighter. G'day Swans fans, if you love the Bloods like I do, smash that subscribe button because we need to talk about what just happened at the draft. Night 2 of the 2025 National Draft. The kind of night where careers are made and clubs set their course for the next decade. And the Sydney Swans? They didn't just show up, they loaded up. Javan Philippou at pick 35. Billy Cootie at 42. Max King matched at 49. 3 players, 3 completely different stories, but all with one thing in common. They're about to wear the red and white. This wasn't just about filling list spots. This was calculated, strategic. The kind of draft haul that makes you sit up and realize the Swans aren't just thinking about 2026, they're building something that could define the next era of this football club. And here's what makes it even better. One of these boys grew up bleeding red and white, literally lived the dream of pulling on the Swans jersey. But we'll get to that. To understand why this draft haul matters so much, we need to look at where the Swans are right now and what these 3 names bring to the table. Let's set the scene. The Swans are coming off a season that promised so much. The talent is there, the system is there, but there are gaps. Questions that need answering. Who steps up when Isaac Heaney needs support? Who provides that next wave of midfield pressure? Who becomes that versatile forward threat that keeps defenses honest? Enter the draft, and enter Chris Keane and the list management team with a plan. Pick 35 comes up. The Swans are on the clock, and they call out the name Javan Philippou. Now, if you're a footy tragic who watches more than just the AFL, you'll know this name. Woodville West Torrens Eagles, SANFL, captain of their under-18s. But here's what makes it interesting. He wasn't just playing kids footy. 6 senior SANFL matches against grown men, and he more than held his own. 28 disposals a game in the back half of the year, 2 goals per game at 18 years old. Those numbers don't lie. This is a kid who can find the ball, who can play through the middle, who can push forward and hurt you on the scoreboard. The kind of midfielder forward the modern game demands. But it's not just the stats, it's the intangibles. The Eagles made him captain for a reason. Leadership, work rate, that hunger to get better every single day. Chris Keane used the word driven when describing him. In footy terms, that means he's got ticker. The Swans love that. Pick 24 arrives, and this one's different. This is where the Swans went mature age. Billy Cootie, 22 years old, Norwood, 21 senior games in 2025. Won their best and fairest. Let that sink in. Best and fairest at Norwood, one of the most competitive state league clubs in the country. This isn't some kid with potential. This is a bloke who has already proven he can dominate at a high level. And here's the twist. He used to captain Essendon's VFL side. So he's been in an AFL system. He knows what it takes. He just needed his shot. And the Swans saw something. That football IQ, that work ethic, the understanding of the game that separates the good from the great. Chris Keane said they believe he can take his game to a new level. Translation? They think he's AFL ready now, but he's only scratched the surface. Then comes pick 49. Adelaide makes a bid. The Swans are watching. They've got a decision to make. And they match it. Max King, Academy graduate, Basil Seller Scholarship, 191 centimetres of pure athleticism. Here's what no one's talking about. This kid grew up a Swans supporter. This isn't just another draftee. This is a boy who dreamed of this moment, who watched Buddy kick bags at the SCG, who bled red and white before he even knew what AFL footy was. 3 VFL games for the Swans this year, 30 goals for Cardiff in the local comp. But it's not the numbers that excite you with King. It's the traits. Top-end speed, elite vertical leap, the versatility to play tall, on a wing, or through the middle. Chris King called it a rare set of athletic traits. In footy speak, that means freak. So here we are, 3 names called, 3 futures decided. But this is where it gets interesting, because the Swans didn't just drive 3 players, they drafted 3 solutions. Think about it. Philippou, he fills that midfielder-forward gap. The ability to rotate through the guts and push forward when needed. Sound like anyone? That's the Henny role, the Warner role. Versatility that makes you impossible to match up on.
Cody, mature body, ready to compete. The kind of player who can step in year 1 and handle AFL intensity. No 3-year development project. This is immediate impact potential.
And King, this is the long game, the high ceiling play. Because when you've got that kind of speed and leap at 191, you're not just drafting a forward, you're drafting someone who could be anything. What happens when he learns the system? When he adds 10 kilos of muscle? When he spends a year in the Swans development program learning how to read the game at AFL level? You get a weapon, the kind of player who changes games in a quarter. But here's the part that changes everything. The Swans didn't have to take this approach. They could have gone safe, picked the consensus picks, played it conservative. Instead, they backed their system, their development, their ability to turn potential into performance. Philippou at 35? Some had him sliding further. The Swans pounced. Cody at 42? A mature age when clubs are obsessed with youth. The Swans saw value. King at 49? They matched Adelaide's bid when they could have let him slide. They wanted him that badly. This is a list management team operating with precision, with confidence, with a plan. And you know what the most exciting part is? These boys are joining a club that's already close, a premiership window that's wide open. They're not rebuilding, they're reloading. The footy world took notice immediately. Social media lit up. Swan supporters couldn't believe what they were seeing. 3 quality picks in a draft where depth was supposedly thin? The comments rolled in. Keen's done it again. The Swans development system is unmatched. Max King is going to be special. But it wasn't just the fans. The media started connecting dots. Philippou gives them that next generation midfielder, the heir to the current crop, someone who can learn from Parker, from Mills, from Warner, and then take the baton when the time comes. Coldy brings competition, immediate, day 1 competition, the kind that makes everyone in the midfield better because no one's spot is safe. And King brings hope, the kind of hope that makes you dream about September in 5 years' time when he's hitting his peak and the Swans are in full flight. Chris King faced the media after the draft. You could hear it in his voice, the excitement, the confidence. We're delighted with the players we have added to our list over the last 2 nights. Not happy, delighted. We think Jeevan has plenty of upside. Translation, we got him for a bargain. I'm so pleased for Billy that he has made his way onto an AFL list and we're thrilled it's with us. That's genuine emotion. That's backing your pick. Max possesses a rare set of athletic traits. Rare, not good, not great, rare. Behind closed doors, the excitement would have been even bigger because the Swans know what they've got. They know what these boys can become in their system. And for the 3 draftees, absolute scenes. Philippou gets his AFL shot. Colty finally gets the call he's been working towards for years. And King, he gets to live every childhood dream he ever had. You can only imagine what that phone call was like. Max, we're matching the bid. You're a Swan. The emotion, the pride, the realization that the hard work paid off. This reminds me of the Swans drafts that set up their 2012 premiership. Not the flashy picks, the smart ones, the ones that aged like fine wine. Because that's what this feels like, not a rebuild, a refresh. Topping up a list that's already elite with 3 players who fit the Swans DNA perfectly. Work rate? Check. Versatility? Check. Football IQ? Check. These aren't just athletes, They're footballers, the kind who understand the game, who'll buy into the Swans way, who'll run both ways and do the 1%ers that win premierships. But here's what happens next. They arrive at the club in November. Pre-season starts and reality hits. AFL training, AFL standards, AFL expectations. Philippou learns what it means to compete against Isaac Heaney in the midfield. Colty discovers the gap between SANFL and AFL intensity. And King realises that VFL games are nothing compared to what's coming. And then they adapt, because that's what Swans draftees do. They get better, they develop, they become more than anyone expected. The consequences for 2026? Maybe one place, maybe all three, but by 2027, 2028, these names will be part of the spine, part of the next premiership push. This is how dynasties are built, not in one draft, but in multiple drafts where you nail your picks and trust your development. At the end of the day, this is what being a Swans fan is all about. Trusting the process, believing in the system, watching kids arrive with dreams and turn into stars. Jeevan Philippou, Billy Colty, Max King. 3 names you're going to be hearing for the next decade. 3 futures that start now. 3 reasons to believe the Swans aren't done yet. Let me know in the comments which pick excites you most. Hit like if you're backing these boys to become stars, and I'll see you in the next one. Up the Bloods!